call the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for Div Anarchy, and interface with a couch in space. It is Space Couch time. Super happy to be back in the cosmos. I mean, I'm always in the cosmos. I'm never not. That would sort of imply that I don't exist. But we do exist here together on Space Couch to talk about N2 Industrial Band science fiction. First in the chat room today, followed by Fur Roy. Let's just get right into the advertising, not only because I'm very excited about today's guest and this show is going to be great, but I'm just excited about this advertisers we have brand new to the show. Space Problems. Tiger Squawk Records sponsoring this episode. You want to check out Lamentations, new from Same Story out of Virginia. Eternus Memoria, so much music to benefit the Victoria BC Cancer Foundation. Israel's new one, Sad Girls Club Volume 6. The Nightsicles, Ooze Clues, Boston meets Finland. Doodad from Duckbag TM, speaking of Victoria. You also want to check out Amalgamated Cadaver, live from Virtual Temple 5. Also, please check out Grasp Logic's new single, Echo Bot. There is, of course, Batavia and Their Friends Forever. It's a beast. The Gothicals Irish Festival song, all about the Gothic species. Dr. Lovecraft's Dating Sim out of Toronto. Super great. It's My Life as covered by Norway's Industrial. 3 new singles from Pill Brigade out of Seattle. Bothell. Check all that out. Also moving to the top of the show, because there are, as much as advertisers, really as much as anything, the show brought to you by our wonderful Patreon sponsors. Thanks to Gozer Games, just the best stuff. Jellywhat at jellywhat.com. Lured by Radio, my friend from high school. Dominic Pietro, longtime supporter. Jonathan from For All the Interviews we just saw him at Seattle. Grim Reaper for Hire. You love it. Bremley, love Bremley. Ray out of Providence. Fly Ahead. Planet Damage. Wearing your shirt today, buddy. Phil, Hunt Hawk for the Ditch. Get your name in the Patreon credits at patreon.com/Gothsicles. So that's cool. Thank you to everybody we just listed for bringing us this episode. And thanks in advance. Let's just get right to it because I want to figure this all out. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Cyborg Amok. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
I am awesome. Oh, sorry, I talked over you already. This is going to be a great episode. I'm already talking over people. Give us your names, please.
I'm Greg Bullock.
I'm Bryden Bullock. I'm his son.
All right. Kick ass. We have the father and son super duo, Cyborg Amok. Let's get right to it. ATM, if I'm saying that right. Pronounce that for me, your new album.
ETM.
ETM.
I don't know. It's Latin for second or again or also.
Okay.
Idiom. I'm not.
Oh, idiom. Okay, that makes sense.
Idiom.
Oh, it's Latin. Dig it.
It's Latin.
All right.
I guess it's just a cheeky way to title it, our second LP, as also or two.
No, I dig it. Let's check out. Well, that's coming out. I got ahead of myself. Idiom, you want to check out on December 8th.
October.
I screwed that up in my notes. October 8th. I'm so sorry about that. Live editing. That's coming right up. Among the tracks listed therein, we can hear this dope cover of David Bowie's Golden Years. Let's check that out.
Look at the sky that's begun. Nights are warm and the days are young. There's my baby lost, that's all. Some begging you save her little soul.
course, one of the tracks we can hear on ADM drops October 8th. Tell us about how this is, how you would compare this to your previous work with CYBORG AMOK, or where you might fit this sort of in the pantheon of your other releases outside of even CA, just sort of technically or emotionally. How contrast this with some of the previous work you've done?
Golden Years was something that Bryden and I had talked about, and we jammed it a bunch, you know, as we've been working together. And I decided, I mean, listen, David Bowie to me is one of the greatest songwriters that has been.
Totally.
And Golden Years struck me when I was, you know, as early on when it first came out, when Station to Station came out, I was sucked into that song in particular. And so we just decided to do it, but we had never done a cover before. I had never recorded a cover before. So that was like the first one that we chose to do. And but the one thing that we did with it was that we didn't want to cover it in the way that it was done originally, because it's already been done. You know?
Right?
And,
like, oh, God, that annoys me.
And you're not going to make Bowie's music better. Right? So why try and pretend that you're going to make it better, or trying to make it better? Mm-hmm. So we really worked on our own version of it, and that's what came out.
That's awesome.
And we're really proud of it. We think it was innovative in its own way.
Very cool. Yeah, it's like, why even do this Cure cover or whatever if you're just gonna completely ape the original? That's cool. Well, holistically, like, how does the album feel compared to the old one? Is it like a giant shift, or are you sort of carrying the torch of your previous release?
I'd say it's a mix.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I'd say, actually, I know a lot of artists say it, but it's true. I feel like it's the sound we've been going with.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
But it's more mature.
All right.
Like, there's a lot more influence, and a lot, I think, the best of our songwriting is on here.
Yeah.
It's fresher, and I think, I mean, everyone wants to say that to hype up their album, but I genuinely think it's a lot more mature than the other one. And I think it's genuinely better.
Cool.
Well, I mean, the second time around in the recording process, we learned a lot the first time around. We also, as a team, I mean, we're father and son, so it's obvious that we're always together, and we have a really good relationship. So, but the songwriting and the working together and how we develop things has grown.
Okay.
And I would say improved, but it's just developed into
like,
more.
Can you give me one example of that? No, I'm super curious.
Oh, how we've
just like what might be a little bit like, what'd you learn from the previous album that's now a little bit more honed on this one, perhaps?
Well, one of the things that's happened is I know we're going to debut a new single and a video later in the show, and that's the only song on the album that has an actual guitar player.
Oh, really?
On the last record, we had on every song. We brought in, we had a guy we worked with in our first 4 songs that we had done for the first LP, and because of COVID, we couldn't work together for quite a long time, and Bride and I being in the same house, we just kept going.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We had another guy come in and remotely do guitar tracks for us. And so we put that album together basically through in the middle of COVID. So the second one that we've done, we tried to work with some guitar players, but it's really challenging for us in the genre that we're in the region that we're in. I have a studio. We have all kinds of equipment. So we just did basically the guitar tracks. Other than the one song, we did the guitar tracks here in the studio. Brian, when I come up with the ideas, the basic framework for songs, and instead of giving Bryden the drum track and saying, here, this is what we need to do, now, because we've got a trust factor and we've worked together long enough, and he's, gotten really good in his craft, I just let him come up with his own ideas. So the drum work and the background vocal work that Bryden contributes on this record is far more mature or advanced than the last. But the one thing about us is we have some songs that would be considered industrial, like Burden Away on the last record. We have some stuff where I did a collaboration with Kimberly from Bow Ever Down.
Yeah, love that band.
Yeah, it pushed me into a sort of a like an EDM. Like, I'm a prog guy but I'm goth prog, like always into the Doors and Roger Waters and Pink Floyd and a lot of dark stuff. And Susie and the Banshees and Symbols of Mercy. But and Bryden's more of a contemporary guy, and so our style is like every song's not necessarily the same style. So on this
awesome.
album, on this album, we've kind of branched out even some newer areas.
Hell yeah.
Of songwriting. So it's different, but it's still the same. I mean, you listen to the whole thing, you'll say, oh yeah, this is Cyborg Amok, but the people that hear it are gonna hear new and different ideas that we hadn't done before.
Come October 8th, where should people go to get your album?
I would say Bandcamp.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is, it'll be streaming in different places after the 8th, but I got to be honest with you, Bandcamp's the only place that supports musicians.
Hell yeah. Bandcamp is so good.
Right. So like you actually make money. Look, it's not about the money. We give a lot of our music away just because we want DJs and people, to have it. But Bandcamp's the only place that you really get your fair share. And
that's pretty great.
So if people are interested, they can go to Bandcamp and get it. We'll have it on Spotify and other places, but that's just so people have access to listening to it, and then hopefully they'll go to Bandcamp and pick it up.
Yes, we will do that. Come October 8th. You got a little bit of homework. Although you teased it a little bit, like hinting forgotten lore, but we'll now delve into it. We have a Space Couch debut, everybody. This is the first time we've ever played not only a debut music video, but a music video in its entirety. But we are willing to bend the rules for Cyborg Amok. We're already bending the rules of physics because I've been alive on a couch in space for 2 years, which, I haven't figured it out myself. But, as long as we're cracking the laws of physics in half, we will kick the door wide open with this new offering from Cyborg Amok. This is some, in parentheses, Sleep Tonight. Don't sleep through this video though, because it's fucking dope. So we'll call that channel 8.
The lifeless behind, raining the battle cries, raining the hopeless lives. I need some sleep tonight. I need some sleep tonight. in old city downtown. The creatures are throwing bullets about. We're shaking inside as the demons come out. Raining the battle cry, raining the hopeless life. I need some sleep tonight. 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 Shots ring out where our babies play. The big boys think they have something to say, cracking the innocence of another day. Raining the battle cry, raining the hopeless life. I need some sleep tonight. I need some sleep tonight. I need some sleep tonight. I need some sleep tonight.
And we are back. So that was awesome. We gotta break that down. Let's do a high level flyby on the video. Tell us about what we just saw generally.
You want to talk? I'm talking on. Okay, keep talking. Or do you want me to just go with it?
I think you should just go with it.
So the thing about Some Sleep Tonight, originally it was just Sleep Tonight. I had put it out as a single, or I mean as a part of a collaboration I had done around 2011. And I had written the song even a few years before that. And I wrote it because we live here in New Jersey, and I follow the Philadelphia news. And there was a story one night of a woman who was laying in her bed, I believe it was, in her bedroom, and there was a gunfight out in the street in front of her house, and a bullet went through the window, through the wall or the window or whatever it was, and killed her.
Oh.
And I thought, how crazy is that for something like that to happen to somebody? And then it just got me irked. So, you know, when you get that vibe, you got to write about it. So I wrote the song Sleep Tonight. And then
I'm sorry. Time out, Greg. You cut out for a second there. Thanks, Space Wife. Much appreciated. My wife got my coffee. So you viewed this tragedy on the news. You're compelled
Yeah.
to write the song, and then you sort of we had a little space interference on the connection here. What was that afterwards, or are we up to the current point in time?
Yeah, we're current now. I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
Brad and I decided to do this song as part of our project. Called it "Some Sleep Tonight" because basically that's what the chorus is about. You know,
Right. That's where it came from. Oh, that's
Yeah.
haunting.
And there's like this woman's trying to get some sleep at night,
Right.
and she gets shot through a wall. So
Oof.
anyway, fast forward. I'm still kind of mad about the whole situation because instead of the situation getting worse, instead of it getting better, it's getting worse. So we decided to do this video, and I needed the video to be like hardcore, scary and creepy because that's the whole situation is really scary. And we have these guys that we work with called How Peak Productions. I'm just going to throw a shout out to these guys because
plug them because that video looks slick as a mother.
Well, these guys are really badass, and we have a great relationship with them. They've done all three of our videos that are out there: "Burden Away," "Dancing on the Floor to See a Tranquility," and now this. And
check out those other 3 videos, everybody.
Yep, they just hit it home every time.
Awesome.
And it's funny because I give them a general idea, and then I don't like if people are professional, you don't have to babysit them and hand feed them. You just give them content and let them do their thing.
That's the worst, isn't it? Where you're like, all right, I just yeah, I don't want to micromanage this project, but like you guys are fucking this up at every turn, as opposed to people you could just go like, all right, can you just make it look like a crime scene, make us look good, I'll leave you, go, as opposed to like, sorry, that just this struck a nerve with me. But
oh, well, you're right, because like I gave them a synopsis of what it was in my head and why we wrote the song and put the song out, and then we showed up to do the video shoot, and they did the makeup and did the whole thing, and we didn't know. Bride and I, neither one of us exactly what it was going to be.
But well, then how does go on?
What?
Sorry, go on. I talked over you.
I was gonna say they shot the thing, and then about 2 weeks later, they sent me a copy of what they had done, and I'm like, "Holy Christ, this is freaking awesome!"
Does the final product feel like a visual representation of what you'd originally written?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I mean, that's sort of the weird dance you have to do, right? Where it's like, I gotta visually represent this song I wrote in my underwear 10 years ago. Like, all right, let's figure that out. But it looks really cool. What was the name of the production company one more time?
How Peak.
Peak. Cool.
Yeah, Nick Wolf and Pete Carter. The guys are just amazing team, work together, doing their thing.
Super nice.
Superman, good guys. Just
so, now that you've done 3 music videos, like for a lot of our viewers are sort of like just getting into industrial world, like what advice might you impart onto somebody just getting into the world of indie video production? Do you like storyboarding things out, or do you just make sure to pack an extra ham sandwich because it's going to be a long day?
For us, the way, I mean, I don't know what it's like for other people, but we got lucky. I found these guys. I did research.
Okay.
And happened to be not far away. They're in about an hour away from us, where they're located. And we found them when we were doing the Burden Away video. And I don't have to babysit them. I give them the idea of what the song is about. I give them the MP3, either demo or what the final product has been. And they just, they'll send me back their ideas, and I'll either say yay or nay. And
okay, great.
Maybe 1 or 2 times, we've had things where but you're going down the right road. And so they will always come back with something that we tweak it and it goes to where we want it to go. But I don't have any idea what it's going to look like. Neither one of us have any idea what it's ultimately going to look like when we do these videos, because those guys are so professional and they're so creative that
That's
they
awesome.
just, like, it's not all the visuals and stuff that you see isn't anything that Bryden and I did. We provide the song and the framework for what we're looking for, and from there it's those guys just not do their thing, work their magic,
But you will need an extra ham sandwich sometime.
Yeah, I'll farm out work too. Not farm out like I'm foisting on other people, because you guys obviously did a lot of work in the video yourself, and a lot of people that watch this show just will completely indie it. But I love the idea of working with other people is a completely viable option on that industrial chessboard, one which I recommend. So if you can find somebody with whom you vibe and don't have to micromanage every little piece like our guest today, you can get some really wonderful things done, as we've seen. Another way, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I love the whole, indie market and everything like that. But I have the view of, I could probably do a pretty good job at it myself, doing my own music videos and stuff. But these people do it for a living, so why would I do it when I could get someone who I know is going to probably do the same thing but a better job? But I also take my hat off to people who do it the indie way, because that's just super difficult.
Yeah, I mean, and you get different art out of that, but definitely just employing indie artists as well, who are masters of their craft, is you can make some really exciting products. So they're not too far away from me here in Boston /space. Maybe I'll give them a try. Speaking of me, I'm kidding. I'm bringing everything back to myself in this episode. I'm just excited. I've been lucky enough to not work with my own dad, but he's covered some gothsicle songs. Like, it's really crazy to have my own dad bust out. He started his first band at the age of 65, which blew my mind. And my whole life, I didn't know he sang like a goddamn angel. So it's like we do this spastic industrial stuff about otters and quokkas, and then my dad did this beautiful cover. Where I'm going with this is that I had this really interesting experience where he would throw in little musical breaks that I would never do, because he's got this sort of classical guitar background, and in his cover he would, let's say, do like a bump 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 to get back into a chorus, where I would throw in like a drum break or just some drum and bass, like pop 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 pop. But the instinct was still there. Where I'm going is that I was wondering if you learned anything sort of on a higher level working with your son/father on music. A lot of times in these artistic endeavors, they sort of reveal these hidden truths. I'm wondering what you might have found in that process of songwriting with your son or father, if that makes any sense.
I've probably learned the most because I'm young. I have a lot to learn. He's been in the business for since the dinosaurs were around.
All right, sweet.
I'm just coming up. I've been playing for 8 years or something now, and I love it. It's my passion. It's my profession. It's what I do. There's so much about the industry that I just don't know, or he tells me about, or ideas he's given me, not just about the industry, but about music in general.
Cool. That's great. Yeah. And you're the drummer, of course, that we saw.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's all been super eye-opening.
Okay, cool.
And it's also been he's a professional, and also he has experience to the point where he puts me in professional situations. Doing this was my first time ever going into a studio. The whole recording process goes.
Oh, really? Okay.
And now, since we started, the way he's done it is he's always taken me to a professional place and done everything pretty professionally. So it's been like that like little step up to teach you this is how it kind of works, but this is how you get the best out of people and out of your craft. So, it's really been helpful to learn how things should be done, but also just in general. It's been life life teaching, I guess.
Awesome. I love that.
Well, from my perspective, I've been a DIY guy since the 80s as far as recording and music and writing and everything. And I'm not saying I'm a bad bandmate. I have ideas of how things should always be, and for better or for worse, I like to implement my ideas. In this case, we have a really, like I said before, we have a really great relationship, and we can feed off of each other. And I'll take his criticisms, which sometimes he's like, I don't like that idea, or I think it's going the wrong way, or I think it's like too old school, or whatever. But one of the things that I've learned is when the first record, I pretty much used all the drum tracks were programmed drums that I had written between, using loops and in Superior Drummer and other places that I compiled drum tracks. And he took those and kind of made them his own, but he stuck pretty much to the script. And as we had moved along, and then we started doing rehearsals and playing a lot of more live stuff, I started to get the confidence that I didn't need to do that.
Awesome.
So now we go into the studio. I just say, here's the song, and there's a basic framework, and then I don't even really know what he's going to do until we get to the studio.
Oh, that's cool.
And then sometimes it surprises the hell out of me. I'm like the break in Some Sleep Tonight, that drum break in the middle where the guitar solo is.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was going to be, and when he did that, it was freaking cool as hell.
That's amazing.
And then, his comments are right in the fact that I'm kind of a perfectionist, professional way. I've been in the music business for a long time. I mean, I did an album with some friends of mine in the 80s, and I've gone into recording studios over the years. So with this project, I decided instead of DIY in my own studio, I wanted to go out and use a studio that was a legit studio with a real engineer, because while I can engineer things, I can't do it as well as other people, because that's what they do. So we went into Retro Media Studios with this guy, Adam Vaccarelli, who actually plays bass on our tracks for us. And again, he's a pro. He's got a great studio. So it's all part of it's all part of Bryden's education, because I don't want him making the same mistakes. Like, I'm sure that you, with your dad, there were things that he could tell you because of his experience that would help you not make those same mistakes and run into those same roadblocks and have to jump certain hurdles that may not necessarily progress you, and they might hold you back. So it's all about, for me at this point in my life, trying to get him in the right place so that he'll be able to move forward, on his own at some point, and know what the professional rap is all about.
Oh God, there's a lot to unpack there. I love that answer so much. Hats off to you, not only just from a purely artistic perspective, that you allow your, for lack of a better word, coworker that artistic freedom. A lot of times in collaboration, like I've just done so many collaborations. It's this, whose project is it really? And then that actual sort of collaboration doesn't happen. But it sounds like you've not only allowed for that room, but you've made for that happen on a father-son relationship, which is by its very nature instructional. Like, of course, there's a power dynamic built in. This happens since the dawn of time, but Um, Maybe that's why we get such a great product out of Cyborg Amok. We have two brains contributing. We have two brains piloting the eponymous cyborg. Maybe it's like that Pacific Rim thing where you got to like get two guys to act in concert to make the robot go. But speaking of, let's do this. If let's design because it's been a minute, and one of our favorite things to do here on Space Couch is to design Band the video game. If we were to design the Cyborg Amok video game, do you think it would be like a 3D world thing where you're like running through New Jersey? Maybe you got to save Michael Nagy from a dragon, or is it like a Tetris thing where you try to fit all your various projects into your life, or is it just like a sick cyborg battle? Like, how do you see Cyborg Amok the video game?
Okay, gamer.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think like the music itself, it would probably be very take many inspirations from many different things.
Cool.
I'm a very big RPG and open world nerd.
Okay.
I'm a big nerd. So
you're in the right place.
Probably something like that.
Okay, I talked over you. What was your title?
What?
What was your title? Something like,
I don't know. Probably just I'd want to call it Cyborg Amok.
Okay. I thought you'd thrown out a video game. So if we did like the RPG thing. Mm-hmm. All right, sick. You put the party together. We have, well, that'd be awesome because, a lot of times in like RPGs, members come and go from the party. So you could have like your various collaborators from, let's say, the first album come in for like a battle or two. They swap out. You swap in the video guys for a little bit. Clearly, you two are the staple. You level up some main dudes throughout the game. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just really liking the Cyborg Amok RPG. I dig it. Maybe like throw in some weird like unexpected like action elements to sort of mirror like, okay, we're an industrial band, but we're gonna sound like a goth rock band for this track, or we're an industrial band, but we have a live drummer. What? Like it's just weird, hard to define sort of thing that we could maybe reflect by way of video games. Certainly, I'm all for more RPGs in the world. You're in a good place with that. I'm gonna go a little weird here. Let's say 3 or 4 of your musical influences got together to play either Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Who chooses what character?
3 of my musical influences. I'd go with first of all, Scorpion's a classic.
Yeah,
you can't not choose. I don't know all the characters. I mostly know him.
All right, well, give us a one of the potentially several or not. Don't put words in your mouth. Influences of Cyborg Amok.
Oh, influences?
Yeah, just give me an influence.
Well, common influence for both of us is Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
No, I dig it. I can hear it.
But I think that for me, the other strong influences would be Depeche Mode and Gary Newman.
Awesome. Love it.
I mean, I'm a prog guy from the '70s, so like all that old Yes and ELP
Mm-hmm.
and Genesis and Jethro Tull stuff is stuff I still listen to today. But I think musically, as a songwriter and as a musician, I think definitely Depeche Mode, Gary Newman, and especially his current stuff, and Pink Floyd.
Okay,
for
sick.
me.
All right, I have Gary Newman choosing Sub-Zero just because he can be all gothy and icy. I have Pink Floyd choosing Cabal, the dude with the gas mask. Just that seems the most proggy to me. And I think Sisters of Mercy would pop in Street Fighter 2 and choose Blanca just so they can say they chose the most non-goth one. Like, I chose the big green guy with electricity powers. I'm not goth. And then that's where I have it. So, Sisters. No, I just threw that one in there because you guys are opening.
Funny
Depeche Mode.
it's Brian.
Go on.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the funniest thing is like I'm like the so anti-game guy. Like for me, I'm immersed in studio
Yeah, I hear
synthesizers
you.
and music and messing around with technology in that way. And at the same time, I'm down in the studio doing that. The room upstairs is where Bryden is, and he's got his whole gamer world
That's
thing,
awesome.
and like he's, you know,
I love
I've
it.
had to get away from some of it because I've just, like I said, I'm a complete and utter nerd. Like my favorite movie is Star Wars. I love Pokemon. I'd probably be into Magic the Gathering if I played it. My favorite video game is the Dark Souls franchise.
Love it.
Like I'm a complete nerd, so I've
Uh-huh.
had to like tell myself, okay, put it down because
Yeah.
I want to write my own music as well on top of the Cyborg stuff, and I'm in another band, so
Oh, cool.
I want to put out my own singles and albums of my own
Let's
stuff.
do that. Plug your other band real quick.
My other band right now is called Bad Parenting, which is a little bit off of the name, but I came up with the name.
That's awesome.
However, it's a joke a little bit about one of my bandmates' life, which even he would openly talk about.
Sure.
But it's a punk band. It's an alternative rock punk band out of New Jersey, and we have a cover of Nirvana's Aneurysm up on our YouTube channel, and also 2 demos out. We're going to be putting out another demo very soon, which I'll just throw the name out there because it gets people intrigued. I haven't talked to him about this, so Elliot, if you ever see this, I'm so sorry.
All right, Space Couch exclusive, everybody.
The song is called Three Moms.
Okay.
And it's a joke. It's a play on that my friend's mother is a lesbian. And I can say that because he and I talked, and we said one of the whole big pushes about the band is that joke.
Okay.
That's a real thing, but to us we find it kind of funny.
We're going to check out the Bad Parenting cover of Aneurysm now and anticipate Three Moms when that comes out. Everybody check that out. It would be, I would be remiss of my fiduciary duty here on Space Couch if we didn't at least get in a little Michael Nagy talk. How did you come to work with friend of the show, Michael Nagy of Discovering Bands?
Michael Nagy, I had reached out to him a while ago, probably when Cyborg Amok was first getting the ball rolling. I'm not even sure the first record was out, and he gets so swamped with requests to do, interviews and stuff that I didn't hear back from him. And it wasn't anything about he saw Cyborg Amok and didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that he was so busy that he was doing other stuff.
No, he hates us.
And then I used William Zimmerman on our first record to do some promo for us, which he did a great job. He really pushed the thing, and it was awesome to work with him. But interestingly enough, he hooked me up with Michael Nagy for an interview. So I went and did the interview with Mike, and we discovered in trying to set the interview up that we only live a half hour away from each other.
Oh, cool.
So we did it in person instead of over Skype or Zoom. And in the course of the interview, we really hit it off. And so, he said he would be interested in helping us. He really liked our music, and he was, became a huge fan. So we started working with him to help us promote the band and get some word out and help us, navigate the goth industrial post-punk world. And we've become really, really good friends. I don't know if anybody out there that knows Mike, he's a really down-to-earth, honest, good guy. If he wasn't working with us as a band, I would still want to be friends with him because he's just that kind of a person. We've done we did a couple of Discovering Bands things. He's a great photographer. He took the latest band that we have out there. So, Mike's been a great asset to us, and we love him, and he's a good person. And
We
that's
ran
how we
into a
met.
little space distortion there, but we got the gist of it. That's awesome. Thanks for that backstory. It's also worth mentioning you'll be working together in short order for the Discovering Bands Showcase or Festival or whatever the proper noun may be. That's coming right up, yeah?
Yes, October 8th. And
Oh,
we're
you're
going to
making it a release party for the. I didn't put that
Yes.
together. Okay.
Yes.
You're watching me figure things out in real time. Sorry, talk.
No, that's what we're doing. Is we decided that actually the original date for the record was going to be October 10th, and for the release. And I decided when Michael had asked us to do this Discovering Bands Festival, we decided to just push it up a couple days. So we're going to use that as our official release. The record will become available on Bandcamp that day. We're going to go out and do a show that night and do a bunch of songs off the record live, and then that'll be it. I mean, and that'll kick off a couple of shows for us. The following weekend we'll be doing a webathon for a benefit. I can't really put it out there yet, but that'll be that. And then the following there, we'll be doing a show up in the Catskills in New York for doing the Steampunk World's Fair.
Awesome.
We're starting to get feet under us. We're hoping to get more gigs. It's been slow to get shows, but
will you have to reconfigure your cyborg for Steampunk's World Fair for like brass stuff, like reconfigure the cyborg so it works on bellows and other steampunkery?
No. We actually, for the promoter of the Steampunk World's Fair, we had done a show, Evil Expo, back in 2020, I think it was, 2021. And, he came back to us and we chatted and got us on board for this. I don't think we have to retool or anything. We're just, it's Cyborg Amok is Cyborg Amok, and we go out there and do our thing, and it's a two-man operation. We use backing tracks. And we find it difficult. Some places want you to have guitar, bass, drums, the full band. And
right.
It was written, well, interesting. Go back to where we were talking earlier. The first album was totally written as a full band project.
Oh, really? Okay.
With guitar, bass, drums, live, everything was the idea of it. And then we circled to this new record, and we decided that, why we don't need all that other stuff. In the genre that we're in, post-punk, industrial, goth kind of thing, we don't necessarily need to have a full band, and so we don't. And it's easier just to translate our music and our own ideas if we just do it the way we, with two people.
Hell yeah. That's completely where I'm at too. I love the two-person machine approach.
Hey, I thought before you and I first met was at Dark Side of the Con.
Yeah.
And I saw your performance, and I was thoroughly impressed with the dynamics of what you're doing. I thought it was fantastic. But at the same time, scaled down performances, I don't have I think it works. Because if the music is grabbing your audience, and you are out there doing your thing, I don't know that, you don't need these big bands, and you don't need 6-8 guys.
Hell yeah.
If the music is working, that's what it should be about anyway.
It certainly can come in many forms, and two-person thing works for me, man. Although speaking of machines, this flying couch we're on is on a rogue flight path. I'm going to bring that flight path back on into the station shortly. We will check out Idiom on October 8th. If we're really lucky, we'll see that at the Discovering Bands Festival. That's in New Jersey. You're going to want to check out Cyborg Amok at the Steampunk World's Fair. And you can check them out now online, including the video we debuted, which is cool. Any closing thoughts here for Cyborg Amok on this super spacey episode of Space Couch?
I really appreciate you having us on, and
thanks, Greg.
you know, check out Cyborg Amok. You know, if you like us, go to Bandcamp, or you can just watch our videos.
What's your Bandcamp?
We're on the. Oh my God, I can't think of it off the top
It's
of
like
my
your
head.
name, right?
But it's through our record label,
Okay.
Gabwork LLC.
Google up Cyborg Amok Bandcamp, you'll find it. It's dope as fuck.
Yeah. You know what? If you go into Google on put Cyborg Amok into Google, you get like, I don't know how many pages we have up there now, but you know, your Bandcamp will be one of the first things that pop up.
Sick. We're gonna do that. Looking forward to this album. Go on.
What?
What's that?
What'd you say?
I was gonna say, sorry if it looked like I had a little mini heart attack. There's a bunch of little there's these lantern flies that are invasive species that came in, and they've been crawling around while we've been doing it. And one of them just over me as I watched it and like scared it for a second.
Well, you put on a great episode despite getting the bug attacked. All right, yeah, that's how good Cyborg Amok is, everybody. They fight off alien insect invasions while they're doing interviews on Space Couch. So thank you for, much like Galaga, shooting off that alien bug horde while we try to talk about music. So this is Brian for Space Couch, for Greg, for Brighton, for Cyborg Amok, saying, call the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for Div Anarchy, and interface with a couch in space. Space Couch out. And I let us talk over the ending credits here just to be silly or whatever. But dude, you guys, that was a great episode. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks a ton for
yeah. Well, we are not, worlds apart on this planet Earth, so I'm sure we'll see you on the East Coast or otherwise real soon. Maybe at that dark side of the con, I would certainly put into play that again. That was fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully reach out to, or Michael's gonna, because he knows him. He's gonna reach out to Jet and see if they'll